Hey everybody, welcome back to the Light Side Reactions and Reviews. Today, for the first time, I'm going to react to not a trailer or a teaser for like a movie or a TV show that's coming out, but to music. And I saw this announcement and I just had to react to it. Randy Travis, how many country singers in the room today? Comment down below if you're a country music singer and you're a country music fan and you remember Randy Travis. I mean, he was huge in the 1980s. I grew up listening to his music. In fact, I remember back when I first started listening to music on my own. Of course, you listen to radio and stuff, but I started buying my own music. Back then, they had the Columbia House deals where you could buy, I think it was 11 cassettes for a penny, and then you sign up for the subscription, and then they send you cassettes in the mail every month, and then you pay the full price for those. And that ended up being a scam sort of thing where you ended up paying, a fortune for music you didn't want. And it was really difficult to cancel your subscription. But anyway, I signed up for that when I was a teenager, and one of my first cassettes. I did it when they were doing cassettes. One of my first cassettes I got was a Randy Travis cassette, and some of his songs that you may have heard before. I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen. That's a classic. I'm digging up bones, I'm digging up bones. My love is deeper than the holler. I told you so, I told you so. Some awesome songs that he's done. But on the other hand, there's a golden band. See, that song was on the first Randy Travis tape I bought from Columbia House. Three Wooden Crosses was one he did that was, I think, his first major gospel song that he did. Really popular when it came out. A Better Class of Losers. There was a time when she was mine, 1982. Hard Rock Bottom of Your Heart. And then, of course, he did covers of gospel hymns like Are You Washed in the Blood, Amazing Grace, Will the Circle Be Unbroken, and many more. So he's very famous in the country music industry and also in the gospel music that he's done over the years. But for those of you that don't know, Randy had a major stroke in 2013 that nearly killed him. I mean, it was really huge. And this is... Sorry. It's emotional for me because my mom had a stroke just a couple months ago in February, and it nearly killed her. I mean, my dad and I went with her up to where she had the surgery, and as she was going into the surgery, the doctors had us worried to death because they were giving us the worst case scenario, leading us to believe that she wasn't coming out of it. But praise God, she came out of the surgery great. She's in recovery right now, going through rehabilitation at a local nursing home, and hopefully she'll be home soon. As soon as she's able to support herself on her feet and able to stand, then she's going to go back home, not just to the nursing home, but to her actual home. So we're looking forward to that as she continues to recover. But his stroke almost killed him, and it robbed him much of his speech and singing ability. And I remember when he was on one of those award shows right after his stroke, and he just walked on. It was the CMA Awards, and it was the one where they did a tribute to him. And he walked out, and the crowd just went wild. Of course, he couldn't sing. He could barely talk. And so, seeing him like that, and now to find out that not only is he doing better, and he survived, but he has released a new song. I'm sorry, this is just unbelievable to me. Now, of course, with modern technology, according to RollingStone.com, they used AI technology to help him create it. So I imagine he did what he could singing, and then they used the technology to modify his voice and to make it work. See, that's one of the great things about AI. I mean, we're worried about all the things that could go wrong with it. You got the whole Terminator 2 sort of mentality about it. Skynet Is this the beginning of Skynet? We've all got our concerns about, the way AI can go wrong. But this is an example of how AI can go right and how it can be used for a good thing. So this isn't somebody just taking AI and making it sound like him. This is him actually doing it. Him and his team actually put this together. But they just released a brand new song, his first song in over a decade, and it's called Where That Came From. And so for the first time ever, I've got to react to this. And so I'm going to pull up the YouTube video here. It was just released yesterday, one day ago. I'm going to go ahead and listen to it and react to it for the first time. Oh, this is going to be emotional just hearing his voice again. But, if you enjoy this, maybe I'll do some more music reactions too, depending on how this does with copyright also. We don't want to deal with the copyright issues again, getting blocked. But anyway, let's go ahead and listen to the video, to the song, Where That Came From. Brand new song from Randy Travis. And here it goes. Okay, so it's a slow ballad. It's a pretty melody. I like the instrumentation. It sounds like something he would have done back in the 80s.
She had eyes like diamonds, and they caught the light. Oh, but they were dark and deeper than the night. But when she'd smile, out came the sun. And there ain't no more where that came from.
Sounds just like him. Just like how he sounded back in the 80s. It's fantastic.
She had a dress that swayed all around her knees, and a voice as soft as a summer breeze. A touch that told me I was the one, and there ain't no more where that came from. I must have said to myself there might be somebody else out there somewhere. I must have said to myself it's a great big world, girls are everywhere. Oh, but now I know there was only one, and there ain't no more where that came from. And it ain't like I ain't been trying to find someone. There just ain't no more where that came from.
Beautiful song.
Oh, where that came from.
All right, fantastic song. Yeah, it's just so emotional to hear his voice again, something new, and have it be just so clear and so crystal, and it sounds just like him. Now, this AI technology, like I said, this is a fantastic thing, fantastic tool if used correctly. I remember when, after Paul Walker died while he was filming one of the Fast and Furious movies, and then they decided to use technology to film his brother playing the parts in the role that he had not been able to finish, and then use the AI technology to modify the face to make it look like Paul. Um, that was fantastic. The way they did it was great. They did it in his memory, and it's just a great way to honor somebody's legacy. Then they did it with some movies. They did it with Star Wars after Carrie Fisher died. They did it to bring back her character for that small cameo at the end of Rogue One. They did it to bring back the actor that played Governor Tarkin. Had a completely different actor, played the entire role, and did the CGI to change his face to make it look like the original actor. And forgive me, I know his name, but I can't think of it right off the top of my head. But to do this with video and stuff, and now audio. But even with the movies and stuff, with the Princess Leia and the Governor Tarkin, they weren't perfect. You go back and look at it. I mean, when we saw it in the theater, it was amazing. It was like looking at her. But the more you watched it, more times you saw it, like on video or DVD or whatever, or just watching it afterwards, you pick up on the little idiosyncrasies that are different. You catch the little flaws in the technology. This sounded just like him. I don't know how this AI audio technology works, but it's very realistic. And obviously, he's on board for it. It's a different situation whenever, somebody has passed away and you use their likeness without consent of the family or whatever. It's a little bit iffy in those situations, morality-wise. But if the artist himself is on board with it, like obviously the case is with him, or the family is in the case of somebody that's passed away, this can be a great way to honor their legacy. If they started a project and was unable to finish it, in Randy's case, where he wants to continue to create material but is unable to because of his voice. I imagine when I get older, I'd love to right now be able to release some more music that maybe I've written and never had a chance to record. But my voice isn't what it used to be, unfortunately. And so if my band was to get back together, do a reunion thing in the studio, project like that, I imagine my voice wouldn't be as like it was. I couldn't hit the high notes like I used to. Think of Bon Jovi as an example of that. It used to be, hit amazing high notes. And then you see him, in live performances after he had his problem with his throat and realize that he can't hit those high notes. And it's sad. Another example I think of is drummer for Genesis, Phil Collins. He was a phenomenal drummer, but an amazing lead singer as well with a solo career. And then, Genesis did their reunion tour a couple years ago during COVID. And to watch that documentary where they followed him on that tour, it was really sad. I mean, extremely sad, because I have a lot of respect for him as a musician and as a performer and a creator. And to see the toll that his illness took on his voice, it just wasn't what it used to be, and probably never will be again, most likely. And so for Randy to have this opportunity to release new material with his blessing, using his voice and AI technology to enhance it, is phenomenal. And of course, I got emotional listening to it, not just because of him and his story, but how I can relate to his story with my mother. And also the song is just so beautiful. The story about, in the song, the lyrics, it's talking about he had this girl that he fell in love with, and he lost her somehow. And there's that old saying that people say, there's other fish in the sea, sort of thing. But he said there's no more where that came from. And I think most of us can relate to that on some level too. You've loved and you've lost. There's always that one person that you look back on. Maybe it's somebody that you spent your entire life with, got married and had an entire life, started a family, and then your partner passed away before you did, and you're left with their memory. Or whether it be somebody that just fell out of love with you and left, and you still have feelings for them, or whatever the case may be, and you try to move on, but there's no more where that came from. There may be other fish in the sea, but they're not for me, that sort of thing. So it's a beautiful, beautiful sentiment from a beautiful song, written very well. Sounds a lot like an 80s type song, and so I enjoy that, going back to the 80s feel. It's not the modern country sound, it's the 80s country sound, and so I like that. It's nostalgic for that purpose, and I think they did that on purpose. I think there is a reason they did that. They chose that style because that is Randy's 80s style. It wouldn't have been right if they would have took like the modern country music style and used his voice to create a song like that. So I absolutely adore this song. I'm going to download it. I'm going to put it on my playlist. And if you enjoyed this reaction, hit the like button. Comment down below. Let us know what you think about it. And for this video, let me know if you enjoy me reacting to music. And if you do, and if I don't have too many issues with copyright strikes, I may start up another show on this channel as well, the Light Side Music Reactions, and we'll continue doing these as well. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Check out my other shows on here, like and subscribe. That way you'll know when we especially go live, and then you can chat with the creators that I interview on my Conversations show, and join in the chat when we do our weekend mukbangs and fast food reviews. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Have a great week. And today is Star Wars Day, May the 4th. So may the 4th be with you. Or as my t-shirt says, may the Lord be with you all. God bless. Bye.